Okay, so first of all, I have a formula here that will take a date and time in Excel and turn it into a decimal date. And I'll put a copy of this formula in the video description. And for the rest of this video, I will be explaining step by step how this works. So first we'll get the year, and that's nice and easy. That's just equals year, and then select the date and time, and that will extract the year. And then we're going to separate the date from the time. So I'll do equals int, which stands for integer, and then select the date and time, and then we get just the date. So you'll see now all of the times have turned to zeros. Then I need the first day of the year. So to do that, I'll do equals date. Then the year will be this year here, and the month will be 1 for January. And the day will also be 1, and close brackets and enter. And that gets me the 1st of January for whatever the year is. Then I need to know if the year is a leap year or not. So I need to know the number of days in the year. To do this, I will do equals date again and select the year. And this time the month will be 12 for December. And then the day will be 31. So this will get me the 31st of December for whatever the year is. So I'll be finding the last day of the year. Then I'll subtract the first day of the year. So this gets me the number of days in the year. I need to change the formatting, and I get 364 days, which is actually 1 less than what I want. So I need to add 1 to the end of this, and then change the formatting again. And then for every year that is a leap year, for example, for 2012, I get 366. And for all of the other years, I get 365 days. Then, in addition to working out the total number of days in the year, I also need to work out the number of days through the year that the date is. So for this, I will take the date and then subtract the first day of the year. And that will get me the number of days through the year that date is. Then I need to get the hours, and this is nice and simple. It's just equals hour, and then select the date and time, and that will extract the number of hours for me. Then I need the number of minutes, so that's equals minute, and select the date and time and enter. Then I need the number of seconds, so that's equals second, and select the date and time. Then I need to work out the number of seconds through the year that the date and time is. So I'll start with the seconds because that's nice and easy. I can just copy that. Then I need to add on the number of minutes. So I'll put this into brackets. And we'll take the number of minutes and then times this by 60 because there are 60 seconds in a minute. So this will get me the number of seconds in the minutes. And then I need to add on the number of hours. So I'll put another set of brackets and then select the number of hours and times this by 60 because there are 60 minutes in an hour. And then times it by 60 again because there are 60 seconds in a minute. Or in other words, we are multiplying this by 3,600. Then we need to add on the number of days. So firstly, we need to find out how many seconds there are in a day. So that will be 60 seconds in a minute, and 60 minutes in an hour, and then 24 hours in a day. So this number here is the number of seconds in a day. So then we can add the days to the beginning of this. We'll take the number of days and then multiply this by the number of seconds in a day. So 86,400. And this will get me the number of seconds in the days. So I now have the number of seconds through the year that the date and time is. Then I need to work out the total number of seconds in the year. So for this, we'll take the total number of days in the year, and this will be either 365 or 366, depending on whether it is a leap year or not. Then we'll multiply this by the number of seconds in a day, so 86,400. And this will get me two different numbers depending on whether it's a leap year or not. Then we can put this into brackets. And we will take the number of seconds that the date and time is through the year and divide that by the total number of seconds in the year. And this gets us the fraction for that year. And then all we need to do now is take the year and add the fraction onto the end of it. And now we have the decimal date. I will move this back over here. And we can see for the 1st of January 2010, I get 2010 exactly because we're at the very beginning of that year. Then for the 2nd of July 2012, I get 2012.5 because that's exactly halfway through the year. And then at the end here, for the 31st of December 2022, I get 2022.999 because we are at the very end of the year. Okay, so in this video, I have shown you how to calculate decimal dates in Excel, and that is everything.